So can you explain to us, Miles, what a QDRO is and how it's used in a divorce?
Okay, this is going to be just very summary. QDRO is a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. Some parts of the country also call it a QDRO. So anyway, we call them QDROs. And what it is, it's a document that is a court order that the parties work on together. Generally, one party will draft, and you'll send it to the plan administrator who administers the plan, whether it be 401k or traditional pension or some other kind of hybrid, for pre-approval. Once it's been pre-approved, then a court may enter it as an order, and then it'll be sent back to the plan administrator for administration. And that will divide and create two separate interests within where there was one interest, now there's two, in two individual names. Now, in order to create the QDRO and valuation, a lawyer in the legal team, and I include the client, the forensic accountant, and the lawyer all as part of the team. There are 5 main documents you need. First, you need the summary plan description. It's the most important. Could be a 10 to 75 page document listing all the important parts about the plan. Second, you need an annual benefit statement telling you how much money is in the account, or how much benefit is accrued, or what's the salary and the formulas in order to create the amount. That's going to be determined as far as what that defined benefit is in the future. The annual benefit statement will give you some numbers to work with. Also, you need a sample QDRO form that not every plan administrator is going to have, but sometimes they sit down to do it. And then some plan administrators have also created written instructions for the QDRO for it to be drafted, and those are very, very helpful because the plan administrator has run into problems in the past, and they put it in the instructions how not to mess up. And then finally, the plan document itself. A lot of times we can get a electronic file version of it. Now, the plan document might be 1,000 or more pages long. But in the case that you run into a problem where the summary plan description doesn't give you the information you need, or there's a very technical issue with a particular plan or a term that you need to find, you may need the text of the plan itself. And so I highly recommend getting that. So again, we talked a little bit earlier about the process. You want to draft it. One party's going to draft it, the Qualified Domestic Relations Order, share it with the other side, get an agreement that that's what the QDRO should look like. But what's key in that process is what are the elections? And one of the key elections is something called the survival benefit election, which is what happens if the participant, the employee, dies either before any benefits are paid out or after. And there are specific elections with each plan and terms used within each plan. And that's what makes it such a nightmare, is that each plan may use words that are very similar to another plan, but it may have different definitions. So each plan can define that differently. You need to know what that election needs to be, both at time of settlement and at time of drafting the QDRO. And that makes it very interesting and difficult. But ultimately, you're going to get it presented to a court, get it entered as an order, and that's sent out to the plan administrator. Okay, and ultimately, after it's been administered, then the client, if it's a lawyer and a forensic again are working together, we'll get a letter back from the plan administrator saying that it's been administered, and hopefully, at the time benefits are supposed to be paid out, it's actually paid out.